events that spread very rapidly, because you don't just have local interaction. If you have news, the propagation can jump very far. So I expect that we'll see more of this in the future. And you see this also, like in US, you have shootings, right? If you have a shooting somewhere, then suddenly you have 3 or 4 shootings. Because the news. Here's another model that we did. In some communities, there's a demographic split. Like for instance, in Cameroon, where I was, there's some communities that are basically half Muslim, half Christian, and you have a recognizable split. And if you know what's happening in Central African Republic right now, sometimes there are terrible consequences. So it may seem that the situation is very stable for many years, and then suddenly things completely fall apart. So why is this, and how can we avoid this? So we made a mathematical model of this. It's again agent-based, and just skip to the results. So basically, I can say that this is a representation of stability. Basically, up here is good, down here is bad. So if you start in the middle, basically, eventually, you're going to end up one place or the other place. There's an intrinsic instability in the system. So, well, all right, so there's a lot of detail. So I just tell you that we did apply this to this situation. Okay, and then the last one we did was, another model I did was agent-based model of lifestyle trade-offs and decline of well-being. Now, so actually the motivation for this was China. That China has experienced an extreme increase in living level. It's unprecedented in history. From the time we were there, I mean, it was a low-level third-world country, and now it's like past the U.S. in 20 years. So, but however, if you ask people's happiness, it has not risen in the same way. So why is it that people are so much? In fact, you find people saying that they were happier then than now. So why is that? So I did a simple model of this that basically, again, very, very oversimplified, that breaks happiness into 2 parts. There's the prosperity happiness, and then there's the kind of the satisfaction happiness that comes from family, friends, low stress, something like this. So I break it into 2 parts, and basically there are trade-offs. That people are trading off prosperity for this kind of inward satisfaction, peace, contentment, and so on. And even though they're trying to increase their well-being, it turns out, because of the way the system works, that the well-being goes down. So it's just kind of an interesting dynamic. But again, this was an agent-based model, and I think I have a code here, another computer code. So if you're interested, I can talk about this more. So I just want to introduce and the flowchart. All right. And there's a code. I think this code is Scilab, which is another alternative to MATLAB. So it's a general purpose modeling language. And here you see that in many cases that the well-being actually goes down. And then I have some explanations and so on. But I think if the time is going on, I should just stop. And I didn't let you ask any questions, so now it's your turn to ask questions.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So I think we can have 1 or 2 questions, and then later on we can do it offline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, say for example, for an airport or something,
yes.
You did manage to say, in 3.5 months there's going to be an issue.
Okay.
What then, basically? I mean.
Well, that's the question. You say in an airport or something.
Yes. Say for example, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, like,
Okay.
What do
yeah.
you do with that?
Well, I mean, then you have to take that to the administration. Say, so see, this is one of the limitations. All I can do is predict. If you want to do something, then you have to say, well, what are your options? And if you describe your options, maybe I can model that. But I can't do magic.
Yeah.
So it's only a part of the picture. It's really only a part of the picture. Yes.
In your modeling, have you ever attempted to allow the agents to alter, to learn?
No. So that's another thing. No, the agents are static.
I
They
think-
only learn in the sense that they react to others around them. But their reactions are fixed, that reactions do not evolve.
They cannot mutate?
Not so far. But see, that's another thing
I
that
think-
you would want to add, yes.
I think in particular in the biological or social events, it seems as if that component,
Yes,
which we usually say learning, but I think even it goes further, that component is a very crucial one.
yes,
And that parallel to the far field interaction.
yeah,
I think these two are possibly very essential in social modeling.
yes. So I could say that these are short-term models, where you don't get this, where you don't have this effect. But certainly, I mean, the longer you think about these models, the more effects you can think of should be added. But that's certainly one that's very essential. And then not one that's easy to add, right? It's certainly not going to be easy to add that.
Because they need other type of differential equations in order to model the agents
Yeah,
themselves.
or I don't know, I haven't even thought about that.
And they are open systems.
Yes. But you can see also how internet marketers would be interested in this. You want your product to become viral, right? So how can you stimulate this, or can you predict, or something like that? So I think this kind of thing is going to become more useful.
Okay, last one.
I'm just wondering, for these things, is there a standard way to have a sort of a prediction and a kind of confidence rating in your?
Well, you can use standard statistical tools. I mean, you run the simulation and then you do standard statistics. You can find means and variances and confidence intervals and so on. For instance, if I want to know the outburst size, right, I'll just run my simulation 10,000 times, and then I can get a distribution and a confidence interval and so on. So you certainly are going to use standard statistical tools.
Okay, I think we can do the rest offline. I think it's very interesting presentation. Thank you very much for taking that time. I also have a lot of questions, but we talk offline. Okay, so you are welcome to contact him, talk to him, and if you have any problem that you think this can be applied to, welcome. He is here just for that.
Yes.
I want to have some collaboration and help with the mathematical model. Okay, so thank you again. Let us give him a and thank you all for coming and visit. I'm not sure if the HOD has something to say. Probably just 1 minute.
Well, thanks very much, Chris. I wasn't going to say anything, but there it is. We have our own experience of service delivery type of protest right here at the University of Cape Town. So the real question is, if we can make the model, how can you make the feedback to actually solve the problems? And your insight into reducing the grievance, but also adding more cops, both of those get you below the threshold, which is what we need. Yeah.
But I mean, you want to know, well, yeah, I mean, there is what devil's in the details.
What we also see though is different agents are very different.
Yeah.
So I think that in all the service delivery approaches, both at the university and out, you have agents that are very actively trying to be violent.
Yeah.
That causes you to get beyond the threshold.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that's starting a new conversation.
Yes,
Thank
okay,
you
very
much,
good.
and you're very welcome to visit us when you're next in Africa.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.